What's going on, Wolves? In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to get access to OPM, or other people's money. When it comes to real estate, when it comes to doing business in general, what a lot of people fail to understand is that you're partnering up with banks most of the time. Even when you look at these really big companies like Apple, Tesla, they didn't just start with their own funds. Typically, they either had some investors that came in, or they went and actually partnered up with the bank. So even in real estate, if we're going to go ahead and raise money from investors, we might still partner with a bank. So to give you an example, I might raise $200,000 and I'm going to go buy a multifamily, like let's just say an 8-unit. Well, I'm going to still come up with a down payment, and this other bank is going to give me the majority of that loan so we can go ahead and purchase this asset. So if you're trying to save your way to wealth, you're moving really slow right now. The game of Monopoly does not start until the bank hands out the money. You don't just keep rolling the dice and try to pass go a million times to finally have enough money to invest in real estate. I want you to get into a position to where you can go ahead and just leverage your way to the top. So the first thing that you need to focus on is going to be your personal credit. All right. I know it sucks. I don't like it either, but it's just something that we have to do, right? When I was in the military, they put us through a series of unfortunate events, no pun intended, but they put us through a series of things that literally made no sense, but they just wanted our minds to get used to going through adversity and just dealing with things when life just threw us, bad apples. We just had to deal with it. And credit is just one of those things you're just gonna have to deal with for right now, right? So go ahead and make sure that you deal with it, handle whatever's on that report that needs to be cleaned off. Make sure you're keeping your utilization under 10% if you can. Let's go ahead and optimize that credit profile. Once that credit profile is optimized, usually this means your score is probably in the 700s, but once that credit profile is optimized, you are going to be able to walk into these banks, right? After you start your company, you start your business, you're going to be able to walk into these banks and just do what we call PG, all right, personal guarantor. And you can go from you can go from no business credit today to business credit tomorrow. Like, that's how simple it is. For somebody in this, if you're listening to this video right now, and let's just say you have a 750 credit score already, you have a company and you have no business credit, one phone call with us and you can literally have maybe up to $50,000 to $100,000 by next week. Seriously, it's not as hard as people think. So don't be scared. Get through it. Just do what you have to do, right? It might be a little bit scary, but sometimes we have to live outside of our comfort zones if we're actually gonna go do and achieve great things. All right, it's gonna be scary, but you just gotta do it scared. All right, I'm here to tell you that you gotta get out there and take a little bit of risk, but you want to minimize those risks, and that's why you have guidance. So to recap what I just said, all you need is pretty much a good credit score and start you a company, and then you can go ahead and walk into pretty much any bank, right? Now, every bank's gonna have different terms, but if you want to look around your area and just look at what banks are in your area and go set appointments for each of those banks, all right? Walk in there, see what their requirements are, see which banks you really like, look at the cards that they have available and see which ones might benefit you the most, and just start making appointments and walking in there. Like I said, you'll sit down, you'll talk to them, they might ask you a few questions, you apply for some business credit cards, and voila, now you have OPM to go ahead and use. Now, besides getting money from banks, there are a ton of other ways to get OPM. So if you're not already going to other events like real estate meetups and whatnot, go on Eventbrite, get in Facebook groups and start going and just meeting people, because another form of OPM is literally just other investors. There might be other investors out there like doctors, maybe even some attorneys that have money, but they just don't have time, right? There's a lot of people with money, but not enough time. So those people might want to give you their money so you can go ahead and invest, right? But they want to make sure you know what you're doing. So I highly encourage you to get some form of mentorship so you can show them effectively that you know what you're doing. You'll have your receipts and everything. Then they will 100% trust you with their money if you have a good resume to show them, right? When I started Wolfpack Capital, I had a nice resume behind me. I showed them look, I turned this property into this property into that, and people trusted it. Then we put $400,000 into this fund, and then before you knew it, we had 3.5 million in assets. All right, so you can do this as well. So if you have any questions, if you want to get on a phone call and you want to chat about how you're going to get from point A to point B, if you need just a little bit of guidance, go ahead and comment OPM underneath this video. Just comment OPM and my team is going to reach out to you with the link so you can go ahead and get on a call with us. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video.